Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of the Some Assemblage Required unboxing of the Advent calendar. I'm on day 15 and I'm going to go ahead and open it because I'm just going to jump in and get started. I am going to, once we see what it is, put this video on pause, go pull some stuff and try to make a layout with it. So here we go. Okay. I always open them backwards. I don't know why. Ooh, wood veneer, lots of little pieces. We have a bookmark, a pen, a pencil, a stack of books, an open book, a notebook paper, and a book that is kind of open, partially open. Okay, so lots of could be great for school, work, if you're a planner person, something like that. Okay, I'm going to set this down. I am going to go pull some stuff that I think will work with it, print a picture, and come back and see what we can make. See you soon. Okay, so I've pulled out a white piece of paper and an ink pad that is the color, it's a really dark brown, it's called Smores, it's from Catherine Pooler, and this background stamp from Tailored Expressions that is wood grained because it is also Woodgrain and Winter today. And I kind of forgot that it was Stretch the Sketch, so I am going to go ahead and do my stamping, get my papers down where I want them on the page, and then cut it up because, yeah, I needed to either shrink it or stretch it. I have two photos, but they're printed side by side on a 4x6, so I don't think I'm going to try and stretch the sketch. I'm going to shrink it to a 9x12 rather than stretch it because I don't have that many photos of this particular subject that I want to document, and I am just documenting the planning process that I kind of go through for making these videos and for my channel and all of that kind of stuff, as well as for the teaching classes that MK and I have done in the past, the cruise that we have coming up that we are teaching on in February, and all of that good stuff. So I've got a couple of pictures of my planner open to pages that are busy months for me, and I'm going to go ahead and just document that. So I have pulled all of these turquoise and blue papers from my stash. They're actually from my scrap bin, with the exception of that ledger paper that's on the background that I'm needlessly inking up because I'm going to cut it. I am going to keep the wood grain portion and only half of that ledger. I'm going to cut most of those little side columns off the right hand side off. And then I'm going to ink it all up with some Juniper Mist ink from Catherine Pooler, which is a beautiful navy color. It's one of my favorite ink pads. If I had to recommend one ink pad out of all of the Catherine Pooler line, this is the one I'd recommend because it's a beautiful dark blue and it just looks really gorgeous. So I am inking up the edges of the paper. I'm also inking up a little bit of that wood grain so that it's not quite so stark white. And some of that's going to get covered up because I am going to map my photos with a couple of layers of paper. And that is where I decided to go ahead and cut my paper down to a 9x12 when I finally realized it's Stretch the Sketch, so I need to change this to be slightly different. It just meant my mats, I didn't do as much matting as I would have. I would have also made this striped piece not quite as tall, but a little wider, but it is what it is, right? And that's okay. The idea is to try and use the sketch in a way that works for you, but in a different size, so you can see different ways of using it. And I really didn't need this to be a 12x12 page because, like I said, I'm only documenting, you know, 2 3x4s basically, and I'm going to have plenty of room for writing, although you're not going to see the journaling on here because I did that after I ended up doing the still shots. So I'll probably do my writing over the top of the actual ledger paper. So or either that, or I'm going to have a little spot underneath my title that I could do it in some word strips, but I don't know if that's going to be quite enough room. So it just depends on which spot I have more room in, or which spot fits the journaling the best, and I'll have to decide that as I go here. Okay, so I'm layering these up. I did offset that turquoise one rather than making it the exact same width or having the same reveal of the navy blue underneath. I decided to offset it, and I'm liking how it's looking so far. I'm going to use this, I'm going to call it green teal paper, and I'm just going to span underneath the photo. I don't feel like it needs to go underneath it. I just had a little piece of it that I cut off without having to cut a big 12-inch strip or anything like that. And then I am using a heart punch from Fiskars and punching out hearts because I need to go ahead and do that heart background that is going on in the sketch, but I'm not doing as many hearts. I'm going to do 9, 2 rows of 6, or 2 rows of 3 at the top that are going to total 6, and 1 row of 3 at the bottom, and I'm going to have 1 heart of each color in each one of the rows. So hopefully that makes sense, and I like the way that it looks so far. I also didn't have to try and line up the hearts underneath my papers because my papers would have covered them up. So, and then I've got the little pieces from the set from today. I'm going to use the pen, the pencil, the bookmark, and the open book. I know it looks like I've got a book in the bottom corner there, but that one's not going to stay. I'm going to use the actual book that's laying flat open. I did pull some thickers out. You see them on the right hand side. I was going to use those as part of my the letters to make the word plan, where the bookmark is actually making the letter A for me, but I don't end up using those ones. I found some wood veneer ones in my stash that worked. I don't have a lot of vowels left, so it was perfect. I had the PLN, and I could use the bookmark, and oddly enough, they were almost exactly the same size, so that worked out to my benefit, and I was really happy with that. And then I am also going to, I'm using my ruler to line up my hearts, using my T-square on the edge, and then the tip of the heart with the indentation at the top of the heart is what I'm aligning, and doing each row as I go because that's going to make it so I don't have to keep measuring that same row. And then I'm using the line on the ledger to kind of tell me where the top of the bumps of the heart would go, so I could go across all 3 hearts in the row and get them kind of level. So that really does help when you have a paper that has grid marks on it or lines on it. It makes it so much easier to align everything. I am also inking up all my hearts with more of that Juniper Mist navy blue ink. I'm liking how that's looking. I think it looks really good, and I think you can definitely see the sketch in this. While I do this, I don't want to forget to tell you that there's a bunch of people playing along with Stretch a Sketch. The playlist is down below for you, so you can go and check that out, and then go and check out MK's channel for what she's got going on using this same set from the Some Assemblage Required Advent calendar. And then we do have some friends playing along with Woodgrain Winter as well, so there is a link below for that also. So go and check out all of those so that you can get more inspiration. So I did also decide to use some thread there. Sorry guys, unzipping my jacket because it got hot. I'm using some thread there, just bundled up around my fingers to create some texture underneath my wood veneer pieces. I like the way that looks. There's a lot more going on in the sketch, but it looks like there's either some thread or something like that underneath the photo. So I thought that kind of pulled in that, I'm giving a nod to that by doing this thread underneath the embellishments. That is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave those down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video for Some Assemblage Required and the Advent calendar, so come back and check that out. If you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.